Alrighty, so this is pretty much just going to be a video of me trying to figure out what's in my fireworks and what makes up the different stuff inside of them. I mean, obviously it's different types of black powder, but metals. I'm curious to know. I don't know. I'm not that smart when it comes to the different composition chemicals and this, that, and the other. I just know the different effects, how to make things go boom. Um, so this is I did it in my Canon video. I took one of these apart and because I didn't take it apart on camera, but that's how I got the fuse for it. Use this and just cut it up in different spots and took powder out of here and dump that into a cup. Obviously, we're gonna have all that sawdust first. We don't really want that. Let's get a smaller cup here. Of course, I can always tear this paper off, get down to that actual powder, which is just about halfway in there. I cut it. I broke it in half. This is what I was talking about. It's got like gold flakes mixed in with the black powder granules. And this thing just shoots a colored star. There's no tail to it or anything. That's part of the lift charge. I know that the black granules are, the black powder lift, but what's the gold? That is what makes me the curious person. What is the gold? Like, is that refined gold? Like real gold? Is it like pyrite? It's definitely more packed down in there. Can't really see it down in there. I actually had a lot drop out of this one. I can knock the rest out of there. I had 2 stars fall out. There's another one. I feel like I could just... Well, it's knocking powder out. As you can kind of shake it here if there's any more in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stars. At least 3 more in here. That sounded like them. Yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, see the other ones on top now. So you can see this, kind of like a gold mixture. You see the small little balls in there. That's the black powder. I know that. What's this gold mixture? You know, I know it burns. I've tested it. I used it in the can and it burns. The balls, those are the different colored stars. I'm really curious what the gold is. Not like obviously you can't melt it down. I watched it literally fizzle and burn up, so that ain't happening. But I'm just curious, like what kind of powder mixture is this? Anybody tell me? I'd be happy to know. Just a curious pyro. Anyway, on to the next one. That's a Roman candle here. Tin ball. Just a tin ball. Nothing fancy. Moving on, obviously everybody knows the Morning Glories. I like these ones. But you have like a powder mixture here, and then obviously you have that pop crackle one, and then you've got the different yellow or white color down here. So you'll see when I take the powder out, it'll be like gray and then dark black and then gray again. Kind of interesting. Literally just paper wrapped around it. Comes right off your stick, easy peasy. And then, like a pixie stick, we all opened pixie sticks as a kid, I know that. If you haven't, man, you're missing out on the best sugar rush in the world. You see, I broke it in the middle, it came out all black. And then onto the sides here, it's more of a grayish white. Now, I will tell you, you can still use these fuse tubes. I say fuse tubes because there's so much black powder in here. You can literally relight these things without the powder in them and use them almost kind of like a fuse. Does it burn like a perfect fuse? No, but it will do that. Let's get all that out of there. And yeah, I don't have little, scales or any of that stuff. But there's a decent little amount of powder for a sparkler, I'd say. Yeah, a decent amount. We used to take these things apart and line them up and put a big old pile over here, do like 5 or 6 of them here, and then 3 or 4 of them in a line and light it and watch it Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes style go and burn up to it. I'll do a video on that one day. I gotta take a lot of these apart. I'm not gonna sit there like a kid and take them all apart one at a time. No. That'd take too long. Alright. I'm more interested to see what's inside one of these. I've always taken sparklers apart. I've taken Roman candles apart. I've taken firecrackers apart. I'm very curious to see what is inside one of these. I'm sure everyone else will probably be curious too. So, let's crack one open. As you can see, there's no fuse to light, obviously. It's kind of like a sparkler, but I mean, that literally just, that needs the, I guess, the heat and fire. Hope that's all it takes, because I hate to crack one of these open and it lights up. I already can tell off the rip that it's mostly just powder. Is it packed in there powder? Oh yeah. It does not want to come out at all. Alright, let's break this thing in half. Alright, so I was thinking that it had to be, unlike the Morning Glories, the way these things are designed, that powder is really packed in there. I'm going to give these things a couple taps and see if it just even... I mean, it's coming out of there, but it's not coming out as easily. Give them some love taps. It's definitely coming out. It's packed in there, so I'm having to like kind of break it and crush it to get it to fall out. Gosh, it does not want to come out of there. I know this is good all the way to the top. Oh wow, see, my hands are getting dirty now. That's all the way empty. Alright, let's do this one. Let's empty this one. If we can. It's not already. I think it's empty. Yeah, that's wow. Alright, so obviously you don't, Morning Glory is very small, and the amount of powder coming out of a Morning Glory, which is this one is the amount of powder coming out of that ice fountain. Now if you take the amount of, and I know this gold stuff is powder of some sort, and you compare the two between Roman Candle and Ice Fountain, they're about the same amount of powder in there. It's kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting that much really to come out of this tube and this tube. So that means that out of the Roman Candle, oh God, because this is what lights, so like, yeah, I mean, basically this is what you're getting in a Roman Candle versus a sparkler. So I mean, if you see a sparkler on the ground, if you buy a Roman Candle like this, I mean, you might as well buy a sparkler like this, because it's the same amount. It's the same amount of powder and the same amount of fun, in my opinion. I don't know. I like to talk. That was fun. Let's take more of them apart, but not on camera. And then we're going to set it on fire. Okay. I had second thoughts. I said to myself, "Nine, what are you going to do if you just take all three of those powders and you mix them all together? Roman Candle, Ice Fountain, and Morning Glory. And you take them and you just mix them all up. Right? Just mix them all up. A little bit of, mixing going on here, right? Now, we take the said mixture. You know what I'm already starting to think. Am I going to get the same exact results? Maybe. But I gotta know. Will it cannon? Oh, jeez.